you know, and you got to block that stuff out somehow sometimes. We'll enjoy the new amp and everything. It sounds great. It's not doing anything except what it's supposed to do, and that's boost your signal up a little bit there, so be happy with it. We'll see you down the log, my friend. Good hearing you again. KN4 PTT W5 CBO 73.
Kilo 8 India, Quebec, 8 IQQ.
Kilo 8 IQQ, I believe it was. Looks like Chris. Hi, Chris. My name's Dick, Delta India Charlie Kilo Dick. I'm out here about 30 miles northwest of Fort Worth, Texas. A little town out here in the country by the name of Springtown, Texas. So, I see you there on the old website and all that. So good to meet you. I'm going to put you into the... I think we've worked. Nothing popped up on the logbook. IQQ was ringing a bell, but apparently we have not worked. So, anyway, again, name's Dick, out near Fort Worth, Texas, closer to Fort Worth than anywhere. K8 IQQ W5 Charlie Bravo Oscar.
Yeah, good evening, Dick. I was just listening here on the radio while I was doing some work, and you get a really great connection from Cincinnati, Ohio, and actually just north of Cincinnati, about 25 miles. But yeah, you got a really good signal coming.
I appreciate it, Chris. I'm on a new radio for years, quite a number of years, about 4 years. I ran a 7300, but as of the last 10 months, I just had the wants, and I got a new radio, a Russian-made radio. It's made there in Russia by a company called Expert Electronics, and it's called the Sun, like up in the sky, Sun SDR2DX. It's nothing but a box with a fan and a heat sink on it, and a bunch of cables going in and coming out of it, and connected to the computer, and you have to download their proprietary software package to be able to interface with the transceiver and operate it. It's like a Flex, very much like the Flex style of radio. So that's that, and I've had that 10 months. It's really a neat little radio. The amplifier is an ACOM 1000. I'm running right at 1000 watts at the moment. And the antenna is a TH7DX, 7-element tri-bender at about 55 feet. I do have, if you look at my QRZ page, just to mention that, I have a 75-foot tower out back with a 2-element 40-meter Yagi on that one. That's made by Cushcraft, and it's called the X-Ray Mic 240, XM240. And I've had those antennas, both of them on the towers now about a little over 17 years, I guess. K8 IQQ W5 CBO.
Yeah, that's a little Russian radio sounds interesting. I've never heard such a thing. So it's taking care of you extremely well. I've just been in the ham radio now probably about a year and a half, maybe. And I picked up the Icon 7300 as my starter radio after doing a lot of research with it. Yeah, great interface on this Icon 7300. I mean, it was a great starter radio. Probably won't change anything else. It gets the job done. I'm running an end-fed 133-foot long half-wave wire. It's about 40 feet up the tree. Right down to Dallas, pretty good. I'm having good signal.
Yes, sir, you are. You're 5'9". I mean, a solid 5'9", too. You're just keep nailing that 5'9" signal. So, yeah, it's working great. Sounds fine. Nothing wrong with it. Antenna's doing a great job. And congratulations on being in the hobby for a year and a half or so. I got into it several year and a half ago, I guess 76. That would make it 47 years this year. So still at it, still having fun. I was 21 when I got my general ticket back then, and spent many nights with a code key in front of me, just chatting away with people all around the world, and it's just has never grown old. I still love it very much, sir, Chris. K8IQQ from W5CBO.
This is not my original call sign. My original call sign was K8WF. This is my grandfather's call sign. He was a Navy radioman, third class in World War II. When he got out of the war, he got into ham radio in the early 50s and stayed in it for 30-something plus years until he went silent in 1981. Now, why I didn't take this call sign and get into this after his death, because I can remember as a kid just sitting there and doing exactly what you said, listening to him talk to people all around the world. He'd sit down at ham shack for hours and hours and collect QSL cards, put them up on the wall, and try to get one in every country. So yeah, it's a great hobby. I'm really enjoying it. I hope I get another 30 years out of it as well. As just can't say about how much I enjoy it.
Yeah, it's been fun. I tell you, as a young kid, having a walkie-talkie in your hand and pushing a little push-to-talk switch and talking into it, your brother or your friends up and down the street hearing you was just great. Well, back in those days, back in the 60s and 70s, those things were miraculous, for us kids. We loved them. I mean, you could back when kids used to play out in the woods, I know you're older than that, or a lot younger, I should say, and you probably never played in the woods to speak of, but we used to do that, and play Army and all that kind of stuff, and everybody had walkie-talkies, and it was just everybody chattering on there, they're coming around the trees, they're down in the bush down over there, do you see them? All that kind of chatter going on. It was magical. It was wonderful. It was great, and it was a wonderful pastime. So, anyway, I'm glad you're here with us, and I can still enjoy it, and spend all the money, everything. Spend every dollar you got on it, and get in there and make your wife unhappy, and like we all do. They all think we're crazy for wanting to talk on these things, Chris, but hey, it's good, clean fun. That's the way I look at it. K8IQQ, W5CBO.
Yeah, Dick, I would agree with you. I would be in the woods playing with the walkie-talkies and riding bikes and doing all kinds of stuff as a kid, and that was great fun. So, and to your point, you start to realize what an expensive hobby this is going to be. I just went to the QRZ page and saw your verticals. That's what I'd love to have here, but unfortunately, I got weight restrictions along with HOA restrictions, so I'll do it with the wire right now up the tree, and it is what it is. It'll get designed, but yeah, I like talking to people and just lots of good people on the radio. You don't really hear it. I have not heard any bad things or negative talk or anything. Just lots of good people on the radio to talk to. So, listen, Dick, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to be clear on your final 73. Have a good night. It's been great talking to you. This is K8IQQ, Chris from Converations.
All right, Chris. Thanks so much for jumping in there and saying hi. We'll hope to work you many more times. So we're over the years or 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 or whatever I got left here on the old planet. So jump in anytime and we'll pick it up again. Have a good night. K8IQQ from W5 Charlie, Bravo Oscar 73.
Kilo Oscar 4, Kilo Romeo Bravo.
All right, guys, hang on just a minute. Yankee India. Bear with me. I'm trying to save Chris's call so I don't forget, and I'll get him into the logbook. All right. I believe it was Yankee India. Give me your whole call. All right. I can see you there on QRZ now. Good to meet you. My name's Dick, Delta India Charlie Kilo, and I'm out here about 30 miles northwest of Fort Worth, Texas. A little small wide spot on the highway here in the country called Springtown, Texas, where it's 60 degrees, a little bit of a breeze, and Potential for possibly some, maybe it's not terrible storms, but some good storms maybe overnight. So we're going to see if it materializes or not. They've been saying we're going to get some rain for the last 2 days, but we get it. But it's either north of us or south of us. It hasn't quite made it right through the middle of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex area yet. It's just skirting north and south of us. So maybe tonight, Steve. And my name's Dick, Delta India Charlie Kilo, out here near Fort Worth, Texas. W4YI, W5CBO.
There's a frequency in use. There's a frequency in use.
It is. Thanks for asking.
All right, thank you.
Okay, somebody asked if the frequency was in use, and I was telling them that it was, so it covered up that one part. Did you say you were in law enforcement yourself for 31 years so far? Is that what you said? Believe it or not, somebody made some noises. So I heard you said you were looking at my page, and then you said you had X amount before you had quit, and they were making noises on top of you. So how long? Okay, I caught it that time. All right, very good. You work for SO, PD, or who? Oh, good for you. I worked for the SO for 25 years. For the court now, I've worked 7.5 years. So next year, total will be 33 years. Next March of next year will be 33 years. And I'm going to retire. I'll be 69. And, for a good many years I worked the street, but for a long time now I've worked as a bailiff. And, it's a job that at first all the guys go, I don't know, I don't think I want to be that. But now, they all know I'm about to retire. I can't tell you, I think the line is going to be about a mile long because it's only one position, and I've been at it a long time, and everybody that is tired of the BS, the street stuff, all the paperwork, everything, they're looking to get that last 5 or so years to graze over, do what I'm doing there. Steve, go ahead. My judge is basically the same way with me. I've been there so long. It's a small town. Everybody knows everybody. All the various agencies, we all know each other. The city police, the SO, everybody, troopers. It's just like a Mayberry. Everybody's either married to everybody, everybody's kin to each other, or it's an incredible little microcosm there. It's kind of like a Mayberry RFD or whatever you want to call it, the old Mayberry show there, and all that kind of stuff. But it's fun because everybody is close. For the most part, we've all been in it. Everybody's been there for a good 20 years, if not longer, for many of us. Of course, we have a bunch of newbies that just got in not long ago, but still, there's a whole handful of us that's been there for a long time, and it's just like old family, you know. We, everybody in the county, we wind up at each other's funerals, and you know, on and on and on. It's a good close-knit bunch, so. And the sheriff, you know, he's already told me that once I drop out, even though I don't work for him anymore, since I'm paid out of the court's budget now, so I work strictly, basically under the judge, our district judge. And he is the greatest guy in the world to work for. I just love that guy a bunch. He's just everything you'd ever want a boss to be, especially being the judge. But the sheriff's even made a comment that if I retire and I decided to come back, he says, you know, if you want to come back, you want to work part-time, you want to work whatever, we'll put you back to work. So that's always a good feeling. W5CBO. Well, see, you're anywhere from a solid S9 to a few times you've peaked to 5 over. So, yeah, it's working pretty darn good. The radio sounds fine, too. That's working great. Sounds super. Well, all right, my friends. Thanks for stopping by and chatting for a little bit. Hope the next 5 years goes by smooth, and you, or whenever you finally decide to bail out, that retirement goes good for you. Mine's not too far down, about 11 months down the road, and that's about it for me. So, don't know what it's going to be like. All I've ever done is work. All my whole entire working life has been in working. I've only had 2 jobs, law enforcement for the last 32 years, and for 21 years prior to that in another unrelated business, basically a machinery sales company where we sold lathes and drill presses, anything that cut metal in some way, whether it was grinding, milling, drilling, sawing, whatever. I sold it, and I did that for a long time. That was my right out of high school gig. I only thought I was going to be at that job in Dallas I figured if I made it for 6 months, I was going to be lucky. Well, I woke up one day and I'd been there just a hair under 22 years, and I finally just said, well, I'm tired of this. I need something with a real retirement plan, which that company didn't have. It had a good, okay paycheck. Wasn't great, but it allowed me to have a car and an apartment and some food and, some clothes. But getting into the law enforcement was the best thing I ever did. So it's going to provide a really, really good retirement package for me here in about 11 months, Steve. Have a good one. We'll see you, and we'll talk to you on the log. Great chatting for a little bit. W4YI from W5CBO 73.
Romeo Bravo.
DKU, go ahead. I'm sure you. Well, I've sort of backed away from it, actually. I just I woke up and, it wasn't that quick. About 2 years ago, maybe even a little longer ago than that, I started telling my wife, I said, I think Phil's day's coming. And I would say, I think it's going to be the end of this year. I'm going to drop out. I'm going to quit playing. I'm going to start staying home. And she goes, yeah, right. Good luck. You're not going to do that. Well, the end of the year would come. First of the next year would come, and I'd start, people would just be calling me left and right, want me to go play, and I'd know, okay, all right. I'm a little band whore, just, I'll go. Hand me the money, I'll hang out with you all night. Well, that ground along for another couple of years, and then I finally said, enough is enough. I'm tired of staying up all night with these guys, hanging out till, getting home at 3:30, 4 o'clock, whatever I'd get home. And, another thing, too, I'm going to mention, the preparation to go play with unknown bands would cause me to have to work on songs for sometimes a week. I'd have to work on as many as 10 or 15 songs to be sure I knew how they went. I could remember them when I went to play them. I'd get to the gigs, and those guys might knock out 5 or 7 of them and say, no, we're not going to play those tonight. Oh, I'd get mad. I wouldn't get mad there, but inside I was pissed, I thought, why do I work on all this stuff so much to be ready? And these guys are so unprofessional. That sort of drove me away from it too, Norm. So I'm out. I'll play a gig every now and then. As a matter of fact, I just got offered a real steady 3 or 4 weeks a month gig, and I said, I'm not interested. I'm not going to go back to the grind again. WV4DKU, W5CBO. WV4DKU from W5CBO. I don't even know if more ham radios is motivation enough for me. I've had a great run at it. I had a lot of fun. I've played with, I can't even begin to tell you how many different bands, how many different musicians. I've managed to play with a couple of well-known names and had fun there. I've done a minor amount of road travel, which required me to use a lot of vacation time to be able to play those road gigs. But I always had enough, throughout the years of being in law enforcement, I always had enough vacation. I was able to sneak out and be gone for a while, up to 2 weeks at sometimes, and go play those gigs, come back, have a pocket full of money, and of course everybody would say, well, how'd the gig go, or what all happened, and we'd sit there and chat about it for a little while, and then I'd be on to the next thing next week, something else and someplace else. But I've just gotten, I think, gotten too long in the tooth to put up with much of it anymore. It's just gas prices are probably going to go even higher than they are now. It's about $3.40 a gallon out here in Texas right now. In my area, it's about $3.40, and it's jumped up considerably. It was $3.89 here just a few weeks ago, and then it came back down, and it'll go back up. Well, you drive a couple hours, 3 hours to a gig, you burn the high dollar gas, you get your money, you put more gas in it to come back, or by the time you come back, you got to put more. You subtract all that out of what you made for the night, you kind of go, I don't know if this is so fun anymore. It's not. I do it more for profit anymore than I do for fun. Some people do it just for fun, and not so much for the profit. But I've had a lot of fun. But I like the money too. I'd rather make the money at it than because I'll have fun if I go play. But I want to come home with a few bucks in my pocket. WB4 DKU W5 CBO. WB4 DKU from W5 CBO. Yeah, the deadline thing, I'm getting used to not having to worry about the wood shedding, having to sit in the back room here, put on the YouTube, learn the licks on the song, play it through 5, 6 times, trying to memorize the licks to whatever, 10, 15 songs that I might not know real well. And then get out there and then go, we're not playing those. Some of those we're not going to do tonight. And that just always made me so mad because I would literally sit in my bedroom for 3 or 4 hours each night after work, working on tunes to burn those into my memory because I don't read music. I can't chart it out and play to charts. Some guys are real good at reading charts and playing to it, but I'm not. I like to play off the cuff. I like to play licks I've memorized for years that work in songs. I like to play signature licks that I have learned and that I play exactly like the records, things like that. But to do all this prep, get out there, pay the high price on food to go eat while you're out there on the road, to pay the gas price, and then come home with a few bucks in your pocket, and the guys not want to play the songs that you would shed it on. Yeah, enough of that. And I tell you, come 9 o'clock, 9:30, I usually go to bed around 10. I don't always go right to sleep. I'll be laying there, look at the clock on Friday or Saturday night. I'll go, all my buddies all over the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, all the various bands I know, musicians, they're all kicking off their first set, making noise, and they're not going to get done until 1:30, and I'm going to be long asleep long before 1:30. W5 CBO. really don't. I've had a lot of my friends tell me, do not just go home and sit around and die in, 2 or 3 years, 4 years. And I was just talking to a girl today at work. She made a comment about one of her friends who retired, and right after, it was not within just a couple of years, the health went downhill and everything, but as long as they were working, they were fine. And she said, you better not get yourself into that little routine. She said, you're going to need to do something. I said, well, I'm glad you said it. I'm listening, and I may keep doing something. I don't know what it'll be, but it won't be law enforcement related anymore. It won't be, carrying the gun and badge and all those things anymore, and all the knuckleheads you got to deal with in that line of work. I'll find something. I'm working private sector somewhere, do something with somebody, and hopefully they'll want some old 69 or so year old cop. Hopefully they'll think I'm a trustworthy person and all that. If they're not too young, they might not think that if they're too young, but if they're an older company and older people run it, they might go, well, hey, having an older guy work here doing something, making some good side money won't be a bad thing. So I don't know. I don't know what it'll be. But I've never not known anything but going to work. I've always had a day job, and I've always had a night job. The band thing has been with me, been doing that for 48 years. And so I've never known anything other than Friday, Saturday night, or back in the early days, it was every night, just about during the week. I'd have to go play in the band, and then on Monday through Friday, I'd have to work my day job too. So boy, you talk about some bad times, bad sleepless nights. And talking about getting sleep nowadays, yeah, if I get a 5 hours and one night straight through, I'm a lucky son of a gun. Because if it's not my dog getting me up, it's me getting me up. Having to go to the bathroom. How it is when you get older. That kind of thing. It's just, gosh. Sleeping is one of the things I remember the old days. I guess, Norm, so that's it. Just have to remember the old days. WV4 DKU, W5 CBO. WB4DKU from W5CBO. Yeah, I'll just have to redirect the energy in a different direction. But like I say, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I'll do. Some of these places that sell like tractors and motorcycles, like Honda motorcycles and different implements and all that, I kind of like that stuff. I used to be a parts guy selling parts at a company years ago. So that's not a tough thing to do, to have a customer come in and he needs a gear, he needs an oil filter or whatever, a belt or this or that or the other for his implement, or even wants to buy the whole implement, or maybe a new ATV or a tractor or something. You know, I might go to work at one of those kind of places. That kind of stuff has always sort of been in my blood a little bit. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'll get through one way or another. Always have. And like I say, if it doesn't work, if I just can't stand it not working, then the sheriff has always left the door open for me to come back if I want to come back and work part time. He says you're welcome to come back anytime. I've never had any problems with anybody there or any situations I was ever I responded to back when I was in patrol. I never had anybody call in on me or anything, so it always worked out. Anyway, hey, I'm going to have to get out of here. I just now realized it's a little after, just about a minute after 9 or so. I need to take my dog outside. I got a little Yorkie. He's my boy. He just turned 15 back in March, and so it's time to take him out. I've talked on the radio for several hours, and normally I've already taken him out once or twice. I haven't taken him out at all, so he's snoozing in here in the bedroom with me. But I need to take him outside. Norm, good hearing you. We'll see you, and I'm going to hit the save button. This will be at least the fourth time I've logged you into QRZ since 2022 there. And we'll hope to hear you again sometime soon, my friend. Good chatting with you. WB4DKU, W5CBO 73. Retire, I'll probably be around a lot more often then on the radio than I am now, so I'm sure you'll catch me sometime soon. See ya. Have a good one. 73 W5CBO.
Damn it.
I hear a 4-something delta. You are about 98% into the noise. I can just barely tell that you're trying to call me, and I have the antenna pointed out towards Fort Land. But unless you can bump the power up a little bit, I don't think it's going to be a doable thing right now. Try one more time. We'll see what happens. This is W5, Charlie Bravo Oscar. Speaking up helped. I can hear you better that time. You were just about under the noise totally there, Lonnie. Good to hear you again. We just talked just the other night. What's going on, buddy? Well, I'd say you're blowing a little bit out there. Yeah, you and I just talked a couple of days ago on the 23rd. So anyway, not much has changed since then. I'm just kind of chilling here. We've got a trial going on at work right now in the courthouse. We've got a civil trial. Believe it or not, let me tell you what happened here, and you're going to laugh. This is sometimes lawyers scratch my head, but I think we all know about lawyers. Anyway, this trial is about a guy who was driving a Bobcat skid steer, okay? The guy was driving it at his little farm. He had a friend over. The guy driving the skid steer was trying to change the implements on the end of the skid steer to go from a fork to some type of gadget that would uproot trees. He could push it under a tree and pick it up. Well, he couldn't get the first implement off real easy. He was kind of hitting it against the ground trying to break it loose. It was stuck to the front of the bobcat. And when he had it up in the air, his buddy walked over there and grabbed it, and I guess he thought he was going to wiggle it. And somehow the forks clamped down on his index finger and snapped it off right above the first nail, or right below the fingernail. Just chopped it right off because the two implements, the implement and the bobcat, came together, and he should have done that. Well, the guy that got the finger cut off is suing him for, if you're sitting down, $1 million, my friend. So there's like 3 attorneys per side, plus their paralegals, and all that. And I think that the jury is going to pour them out into the street. I really don't think this is going to fly, but that's what they're asking for. Crazy thing, Lonnie, and that's what we're listening to. It should be over tomorrow. KI4EED, W5CBO. Absolutely. I just shake my head. I just don't know how any attorney would think that and I could be surprised tomorrow. I don't know how any attorney can believe that a jury would give a guy who hit the guy driving the bobcat. It was not malicious. It was not intentional. It was just a bad, stupid mistake. It was not in a business. It was out on a pasture. It was just a bad, stupid mistake we could all make any day of the week if we were trying to help our buddy out, and we put our hands somewhere on a piece of equipment that we shouldn't put it on. But the attorneys seem to think that they could walk out with a payday, and I don't know. It could happen, but something tells me it's not going to happen. But we'll see, Lonnie. Anyway, hey, I got to run. I got to take my dog out. Good hearing you again, and sounding good, my friend. We will see you down the log. Have a good night. KI4EED, W5CBO 73. All right, my friend, my pleasure. We'll see you next time. I got to run, everybody. W5CBO QRT.
CQ KO4 KRB CQ Kilo Oscar 4 Kilo Romeo Bravo CQ. CQ KO4KRB CQ Kilo Oscar 4 Kilo Romeo Bravo CQ CQ KO4KRB CQ Kilo Oscar 4 Kilo Romeo Bravo CQ CQ KO4KRB CQ Kilo Oscar 4 Kilo Romeo Bravo CQ CQ KO4KRB CQ Kilo Oscar 4 Kilo Romeo Bravo CQ CQ KO4KRB CQ Kilo Oscar 4 Kilo Romeo Bravo CQ CQ KO4KRB CQ Kilo Oscar 4 Kilo Romeo Bravo CQ CQ KO4KRB CQ Kilo Oscar 4 Kilo Romeo Bravo CQ CQ KO4KRB CQ Kilo Oscar 4 Kilo Romeo Bravo CQ CQ KO4KRB CQ Kilo Oscar 4 Kilo Romeo Bravo CQ CQ KO4KRB CQ Kilo Oscar 4 Kilo Romeo Bravo CQ CQ KO4KRB CQ Kilo Oscar 4 Kilo Romeo Bravo CQ CQ KO4KRB CQ Kilo Oscar 4 Kilo Romeo Bravo CQ
Kilo Oscar 4 Kilo Romeo Bravo. Here is November 5 Delta Kilo.
I got November 5. I'm sorry, I missed it.
Kilo Oscar 4 Kilo Romeo Bravo. Here is November 5 Lima Delta Kilowatt.
QSL, November 5, Lima Delta Kilowatt. How are you doing tonight? Over.
Oh, not bad. Just enjoying finally being able to hear somebody after a couple days of the geomagnetic storm there, Roger.
Same here. I noticed the same thing. I was wondering if it was something on my end. I kept checking my antenna and stuff. I was getting off of work and then, jumping on for a little bit and was getting nothing. So I just heard, though, on the band, lower down the band, that's what was happening. Over.
Yeah, it's been pretty rough here. Wondering happened to check 10 meters today?
I have not. I actually, I'm pretty new. I have only been running 20 meters at night. I have I do 40 sometimes at night as well, but I only have a vertical, and I gotta go downstairs and do all that, so it just makes for me just getting on 20 meters, and this is honestly my favorite frequency. Over.
Yeah, I know where you're coming from there. Running a vertical here as well. Cushcraft 85. It's a 5-band trap vertical that I've rebuilt repeatedly, and I think I did it right the last time, which was several years ago. The name here is Jeff, Juliet Echo, Foxtrot, Foxtrot. I'm in Granbury, Texas, about 40 miles southwest of Fort Worth. So, Kilo Oscar 4, Kilo Romeo Bravo. Here is 10-5 LDK.
QSL. Yeah, I am in Zephyr Hills, Florida. If you check me out on QRZ, I have a page. I actually stream a little bit some of my QSOs when I'm hanging out, just to document it and have something to do. I'm really new, so I like to do it just to go back and hear how everyone sounds. So if you ever want to hear how you sound, I'm streaming. But Kilo Oscar 4, Kilo Romeo Bravo. Yeah, you can see my QRZ page, but you're coming in good. You're about a 5.7 right now. How am I coming in, over?
Thanks for the 5 and 7. Your signal took a big dive on that last one, but I did get most of it there. QSL on your QRZ page there. I did not get the name, but I'll look you up, and on the computer there, I did hear you say you do some live streaming, and that you're fairly new to the hobby there. Well, congratulations, and I got my novice ticket in 1985 as a 15-year-old. Ran CW for a couple years and upgraded to general at age 17. 53 now. So rig here is Swan 240 from 1962 that I just recently put back on the air. Recapped the power supply there. And just been tinkering around with it and tending for the band there, having some fun. So let's see if your signal came back up there, and perhaps I could get your name. Kilo Oscar 4, Kilo Romeo Bravo. Here is November 5, Delta Kilo. And by the way, the name is Jeff, Juliet Echo, Fox.
Some vintage Kenwood, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm good enough to do it yet. Over.
Could you repeat that last one? I did get your name, Phil. Took another dive.
Wow, sorry to hear that. Over.
Phil, I did get your name, and that was about it. Back to you.
Gotcha. I guess the band's going out on me a little bit. Sorry about that. Yeah, you're still coming in great. Over.
Okay, you came up that time. Well, thanks for coming back to me there, Phil. I guess I won't hold it. Band conditions are changing. Hopefully for the better. I'd like to see some DX, perhaps, from the Pacific later. But I did not check 10 meters. The band has been so bad the last couple days, I figured 10 meters dead in the water. But anyway, I'll turn it back to you for a final there. Kilo Oscar 4, Kilo Romeo Bravo, Phil in Florida. I did copy you're running an IC 730, I think you said. Here is N5LDK.
N5LDK, yep, Kilo Oscar 4, Kilo Romeo Bravo. Yeah, I guess the band conditions are just going bad. I tried to turn myself up and max this thing out the best I can. Hopefully I'm coming in a little better. If not, I guess we just gotta chalk it up to the airwaves. But yeah, I usually frequent this frequency. It's a colorful frequency, as a lot of people like to call it. So yeah, I like to hang out here and listen to all the fine people here and their stories over.
Fine business, Bill. Well, I'll look for you in the future here. And looks like we're sitting on, my dial shows 14310, but again, I'm using a Swan 240, so I'm sure that's off by a couple. Back to you.
Gotcha, and I'm putting you on my QRZ right now, and I'll put you in there. I don't know if you use logbooks, but I do, but I'm putting you in there right now, over.
Okay, Phil. Well, I'll look up your QRZ page. I still run a paper log here, and I'll go ahead and put you in the log there. And I do appreciate the contact, and I'll look for you on this frequency again. 73 Kilo Oscar 4 Kilo Romeo Bravo N5LDK. Have fun.
73 N5LDK. This is Kilo Oscar 4 Kilo Romeo Bravo. Have a great night.